I've been thinking about how the trope of the angry Black woman is literally life-threatening to Black women. Suppressing anger is actually life-threatening. I saw a clip from this podcast with Gabor Mate yesterday, essentially talking about how a lot of the time, the people who are socialized to take on everybody else's problems and not have boundaries are women. It's like, actually, Black women.
Disease, which are diseases where the immune system attacks the body that it's supposed to protect. 80% of them happen to women.
Why?
And these people had 4 significant characteristics. One is they tended to put other people's emotional needs ahead of their own. Number 2, they tended to identify with duty, role, and responsibility rather than the needs of the self. Number 3, they tended to be very nice, which means they repressed healthy anger. And number 4,
we're scared of being angry Black women.
Now, those beliefs lead you into not saying no to the demands of the world.
Having no boundaries, because the emotion that tells me that my boundaries are crossed, anger, is stigmatized as a Black woman.
And you're constantly taking on stuff and stress and other people's stress. You get stressed. That stress undermines the immune system, which then turns against you.
I'm expected to be warm, be nice, say nothing in the face of people crossing my boundaries. When you're able to convince me that the emotion that tells me that my boundaries are being crossed should be suppressed because the world is afraid of my anger and the world is afraid of me expressing anger, instantly you have me. I can be exploited as much as you want. My boundaries can be crossed however you want. I'm noticing how dangerous it is to not be able to express anger. It's literally life-threatening. So much of how the world has conditioned me to be afraid of my own anger. I mean, I'm afraid of my own anger. So if I cannot have boundaries with some of the people who are closest to me, anger is the emotion that tells me my boundaries are being crossed. Anger is the emotion that lets me protect myself. If I cannot have anger, if I cannot protect myself, if I cannot keep myself safe, I'm so screwed. Because I will say yes to everything. Imagine, close your eyes. Imagine yourself getting on a bus. Your bus driver is a Black woman or your bus driver is a white man. Instantly, do you feel more safety? Yes. The answer is probably yes. They tell people, if you're ever in danger, look around, go to a Black woman. We are supposed to be the mothers of everyone else. We're supposed to be the ones who take care of everyone else. And you know what? We also have the highest incidences of autoimmune diseases. One of the markers for how we lend lupus and SLE is prevalent in people of African American descent who are female. SLE is systemic lupus erythematosus. That is lupus. That is an autoimmune illness. And when he talked about autoimmune illnesses being prevalent, 80% of it being in women, I thought to myself, I want to see that breakdown racially. I want to see that breakdown in terms of race. What about in Black women? Because I am convinced that so much of the anger that I'm not able to express outward because the world is so scared of my anger and my expression of having boundaries is at the root of my exploitation, right? Because me not being able to express boundaries or have boundaries or express anger leaves me open to exploitation, leaves me open to saying yes to everyone and taking on everyone's shit all the time, right? Not being able to say, you know what, I don't like that. In fact, when I do express boundaries and say, you know what, I deserve better and I don't want to do that, there's this sense of how dare you? You should be grateful to be here. How dare you know that you deserve better? How dare you have standards? How dare you have boundaries? And that is supposed to be this sense of, oh, Black women are so scary. A Black woman who respects herself, oh, so scary. She's not scary. They're not scary. What's scary is the inability of folks to exploit them. Encountering a Black woman who will not allow herself to be used or exploited or abused is scary to a system where her inability to know her worth is central to its success. It's at the root of its ability to thrive and continue to mistreat us. Us being willing participants in our own exploitation is upholding patriarchy, is upholding capitalism, is the reason why we are paid the least for doing the same amount of work. My inability to express my anger and say I have boundaries, I deserve better, is what the system is predicated upon. An angry Black woman is not scary. An angry Black woman is just challenging the very systems that everybody else benefits from by saying, I refuse to be dehumanized. I'm a human being. I deserve equal rights, equal opportunities. I deserve to have what you have. I'm going to treat myself well. I'm going to ask for more. And you know what ends up happening? We're made the problem. We're kicked out of spaces. People make up all kinds of allegations and paint us to be a certain way. Unprofessional. We're unprofessional. We are hard to work with. We're difficult. In fact, a difficult Black woman is a free Black woman. An angry Black woman is a free Black woman because enough is fucking enough. Enough is enough. I'm not here to continue to participate in my own oppression, my own dehumanization by not having boundaries, by not getting up and saying, you know what? I'm not being paid enough. I'm not being supported. I'm not being given the appropriate accommodations I need at this job. I'm not being given the support I was promised. Beautiful. So cute. I'm not being given the things I was told I would get. Enough is enough. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to be mistreated. It takes me feeling into my anger to know where my boundaries are. It takes me feeling into my humanity, me being connected to myself. It is a sacred thing. It is an honoring of my fucking ancestors to feel into my anger, say, you know what? That didn't feel good. That thing that person just said did not feel good. It did not feel good what that person just said to me. I did not appreciate how they spoke to me. I deserve better. My anger is resistance. Black women are supposed to be at the bottom of the totem pole in every single regard. We're supposed to be the ones who show up and say, thank you so much for letting me come in here and be at the table. And we're saying, no, me being at the table is a gift. My perspective is showing you the way. You need me here. And I'm going to take myself elsewhere if you don't give me what I need. And people are like, you are the problem. You know what? There was always a problem. But the problem benefited those who were there, so they didn't point it out. It's very easy to make me the problem, but I was not the problem. I was just the one who the problem was not benefiting. The problem was actively killing. This is life and death. This is life and death. It's not a joke. Black women's anger is sacred. Work through your shit so you can hold space for our boundaries and our anger. Go to your therapist and sit through discomfort. My anger is here to stay. My anger will liberate and free me. My anger will keep me alive and not send me to an early grave. My anger is so important. So important. My boundaries, my humanity, my self-respect is so fucking powerful. Make space in your life to hold that power. Let that energy move through your body. Hold space for your anger, demand better, and liberate you as well. If we're being mistreated, everybody else is being mistreated. We just feel it the most. We just feel it the most. Woo! That felt good. I am doing this for myself. I am doing this for my younger selves, who nobody stood up for because the women who came before me could not stand up for me as a kid. They could not have boundaries. They internalized self-hatred and shut up in the face of their own mistreatment. They were everybody's savior. They were everybody's source of help and support and mothering. We're calling Maya Angelou in the comment section. I just thought she's our mother. Black women will save us. No, I'm not here to save you. I'm here to save myself. When I'm socialized to be codependent so I can survive systems of oppression that will make me wrong for feeling anger, of course, I'm people pleasing enough to be everybody's mother, to take on other people's emotions, to be able to read them before they can read themselves. That's hypervigilance. That's a trauma response. I'm here to live for myself. And that statement is so threatening to so many systems of oppression at play. I've realized that the biggest political action I can engage in, is unlearning my codependence, unlearning my tendency towards wanting to be a savior, wanting to rescue. And as I've unlearned that, my life has gotten so much harder because people are like, this isn't what we signed up for. You said you were going to save us. That's why we let you in here. Everybody's job. You said you were going to, you told us. And I did. And there was a version of me that did. Yes. And now I'm like, nah, in my friendships, in my professional life, upside down because it's so threatening. And I'm doing this work and I'm doing it with so much righteous rage and justification, knowing that I have the sign-off of my foremothers, ancestral lineage of women who couldn't do this in their lifetime. They're behind me. So if I'm coming at you and it's feeling like, whoa, it's because they're speaking to me, through me, with me. This is liberation. This is not a joke. My rage will set me free. My anger will set me free. Next time you think to call somebody an angry Black woman, take it in. Take that shit to your therapist. Black woman is making you uncomfortable. Take it to your therapist. And know that that is your anti-racist work. The discomfort you feel when Black women have boundaries, that's your contribution to anti-racism. Go do it.